This week, we're taking on a lofty project as we help a family make their home fit their changing needs.
Did I hit wood?
That is great. I've been helping homeowners improve their homes for a lot of years. They think it's intimidating, but it actually can be a lot of fun.
And we're here to help.
Here you go.
Dad's the expert, but I've learned a few things along the way.
Practical, realistic home improvement information is what today's homeowner is all about. This home was built 20 years ago by Mike Nance, who at the time was single. A few years later, he married Becky.
So I built it for me, what I liked, and Becky came along.
I changed everything. I love the design, I actually do. But you wish we had a bigger kitchen now too, though, probably. It would be better.
Kitchen's perfect for one person.
Yeah, yeah. I love the side porch. I like the porch back here. And I like the loft.
When I built the house, the loft wasn't dedicated to anything. It was just good open space.
He didn't think he was going to meet me and get married and inherit grandchildren, so, you know.
And even though their granddaughters only visit a few times a year, Mike and Becky want them to be comfortable.
One's 16, one's 8. We have a young one that's 15 months.
The loft became an issue with sleeping arrangements and us getting up early and the grandchildren wanting to sleep in the mornings.
So I just thought, we need to make that into an actual bedroom. Come on in. So here it is.
Wow, so open, I love
There's
it.
a nice big space in here.
So this is the loft area.
Okay.
And we were wanting to enclose it, but still leave it open.
Okay.
We definitely wanted to keep that open concept as much as we could.
What do you guys have in mind?
We like the openness of it, obviously, but we would like to be able to close it off some way so we can have some privacy up here and also, you know, diminish the sound.
So turning it into a bedroom, but not all the time?
When the grandkids are here. So we'd like to leave
Okay.
it open. So when we're downstairs, it's open like it is now.
That makes sense,
But
okay.
when they're here, we could somehow close it off and
Right.
they'd have their little space and like maybe add a door when the kids are here, which is, you know, only 2 or 3 times a year probably. They can just go upstairs and have their little space.
Well, this would be perfect to put a door right in
Right.
here, just line up the new wall with this and go out. And to have an opening, could almost like mimic one of these windows, but you don't want an inside window
Right.
in there. But maybe the height and the size, and the kids would probably like it because it's kind of like a little treehouse feel to it.
Right,
So
right.
Oh, that
yeah.
would be fun.
I like this. I like this idea.
So the plan for Mike and Becky's loft is to replace the railing with a wall, one that has a cased opening in the middle at window height. For privacy, we'll add a pair of sliding shutters on the outside and a new door at the top of the stairs. When we return to start work, there's a lot of cover-up to do.
You know, it's inevitable. You're going to have some dust, and it's hard to control it anytime you're dealing with drywall work.
Yeah, so covering up as much as you can, even the things you wouldn't think to cover up, is important.
Becky works half day today, so I'm going to be single-handing it on our end.
Well, I felt a little guilty that I had to go to work. That left, you know, Mike to handle everything.
Becky's gonna wonder what she got herself into when she comes home.
Well, she did request to save something fun for her to do.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Don't give me anything hard, like painting.
Painting is fun.
Well, if Mike and Becky believe that, then they don't know Dad. It's like ribbon dancing.
I don't know. I've never done any of that. I'm more into river dancing.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
I was kidding about the river dancing part. I don't even know what that is. Our new wall section will come out from this one to here and go back that way, so I have to cut the handrail section off. Now, I could disassemble it all here, but instead, I'm just going to come off this wall, mark it, offset for the actual wall and the drywall, and I'm just going to cut it in place. You know, anytime you can accurately cut things where you don't have to disassemble them will make the project go a lot quicker, and also it ends up looking better. Just think if we had disassembled that whole handrail to build it back. Didn't need to do that. Okay, there we go.
It did come out surprisingly easier than I thought. No wonder that was so unstable.
There was really a lot of things going wrong with that particular handrail. No center support in that 14-foot span, and a lot of the spindles were nothing more than just toe-nailed in around the corner.
I always knew there's some play in it, and I always gave it some room and cautioned anybody that went up there not to lean on it.
I remember when I first started, we would go out in the front yard, we'd cut a tree down.
Oh, stop. I can't even, you can't continue.
And I would whittle up spindles like this with my old pocket knife.
Whittle.
Yeah.
If Becky and Mike believe that Dad likes painting, then maybe they'll believe that he whittled a spindle with a pocket knife.
There's snow on the ground, you were barefoot.
Yeah, yeah.
Walk to school uphill both ways. I know Dad's old, but I don't think he's that old.
A bench stop is a great addition to any workbench. It's simply a raised piece of wood that creates a lip. So if you're planing or belt sanding a board, you don't have to use clamps because the stop will prevent it from shooting off the end of the workbench. But what I love about this particular bench stop is that it's adjustable. It's nothing more than a piece of 1/2-inch plywood. I cut a couple of slots, I use a jigsaw, cut a couple of slots in it. And then on the end of the workbench, I put in 2 hanger bolts, a couple of washers and wing nuts to hold it in place. Then you just slip it in, and you can adjust it to the height of your workpiece, any thickness. And if you see this black line I put on there, that's about 3.5 inches above the workbench, which happens to be the exact height of my saw table on the miter saw. So it also does double duty as work support. And you can adjust that to match your saw. And the other great thing about this is when you don't need the bench stop, you just loosen up the wing nuts and it drops down out of the way.
We're helping Mike and Becky convert their loft space into a fully functioning bedroom, and the demolition is well underway.
So Mike, look at this. They actually ran the hardwood out over the drywall, so I'm gonna have to cut that back so that when our new wall comes down, that drywall will meet right there.
So basically, they sold me more hardwood than I needed there.
Yeah, and we're about to cut it out here. Let me make a mark and I'll get you to hold the chalk box.
Once the excess flooring is cut out, we begin removing the drywall corner bead.
When you're installing drywall, the corner bead makes nice, crisp corners. So why are you taking it off for this one?
Well, it also protects the corners, but if we don't take it off and we try to butt that drywall to it, there will always be an opportunity for some movement in there. But going drywall to drywall, never a problem.
Good timing, Bear.
Hey, look at that. That's just what we need to bring it into scaffolding. John, Bear, y'all go ahead and set it up. We're ready. Kind of scared up here anyway.
Definitely need.
The scaffolding will come in handy when we begin hanging, finishing, and painting the drywall that'll cover the 2x4 frame we're working on now.
All right, we got a little help coming in.
Wow. Scaffolding up to the ceiling, and I was just like, wow. You know, you always think you know what to expect, but I didn't expect all that. Is this all y'all have gotten done?
Is she for real?
Yes, this is all we've gotten done. Yeah, but we'll get a lot more done this afternoon with you here, all right?
I'm here to help. Oh, I was kidding. I was impressed, you know, but I was really hoping that it would all be done.
Framing, everything was new to me. I've never done any of that before. I have gained a lot of experience, so going forward, that will be very helpful in the future.
Good.
Okay, so Becky, now that'll give you perspective here on standing here, and you'll be able to look right out into your great room. So what do you think?
Yeah, I love it. So this is the bottom, so how tall?
Okay,
What's
it'll
that?
actually match that window over there, which is approximately the height of that, which is going to be just about here.
Perfect.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna look nice.
Hey, I'll tell you something we really hit it lucky on over here is you never know when that bottom beam and this top beam is going to match. If it's going to match, well,
Right.
look at it.
Look at that, on the
So
money.
it's perfect. So we're in great shape. We'll be hanging drywall here in just a little bit.
Awesome.
Over near the stairway, John helps me frame an opening for the new bedroom door.
Well, our framing is almost complete, and we'll be hanging drywall really soon. Now, acoustics very, very important here to try to block the sound from this room going up to that room and vice versa. This is going to help a lot. This isn't just regular drywall. This is called SoundBreak XP. It has 2 pieces of 1/4-inch drywall with a membrane inside designed to block sound from one area to the other. That'll help a tremendous amount in this particular situation.
This is the moment in the project when you call in your neighbors to help you out.
Well, I could have just held it up there, just me.
With your teeth?
And then y'all could have put the screws in it. But I want to get everybody involved and so they feel a sense of gratification. And it was heavy. Here you go. Let Barney Fife, give her 1 bullet at a time.
I really feel like I'm more like Aunt Bee, keeping Opie in line.
I know, but the idea of giving you 1 bullet or 1 screw at a time, that's all Barney Fife.
To speed up the process, John is right behind us, finishing the drywall as fast as it goes up.
Part of the reason we're building this whole wall is to keep the noise down from the living room coming up into the bedroom when the grandkids are visiting. So as soon as we get the drywall up on one side of the wall, we're ready to install the insulation between the studs. It's going to help with the sound. All right, Becky, so these are made for 16-inch centers. So that means it just fits right in there and you don't even have to do anything to hold it up.
Okay.
You just squish it in there and alrighty, that's it.
Unless you have some small areas, narrow areas that I've custom cut these for.
Custom cut. Did you actually measure it?
No need. It's like better than laser measurement. When you're cutting insulation, you just got to be close.
Close. Well, I agree, except that this type of insulation's not being stapled in. It needs the width to support it.
You cut it a little bigger than you need.
But you
then.
didn't.
Whoa. Whoa. But the fun part was when I got to cut part of the window opening out with the saw.
You're going to love this. You're going to love this. You ever used a reciprocating saw?
Never even heard of it. You know, Danny handed it to me and I was like, okay. It's like, did I hit wood?
That is great.
Look how, well.
That is great. That's okay.
And I stand back and it's like, I went like that. But, you know, I thought I did okay.
Multi-position ladders have been around for a while. They're nothing new, but they are fantastic because you can use them in so many different applications. However, people do complain, and I'm one of them. They are a little heavy. But I'm with Dan here, and Werner has got a solution to that weight problem, doesn't it?
They do. They've come out with their Multi-Position Pro ladder with power light rails. Everything is lighter. It's reinforced aluminum.
So you're saying it's lighter. Can I try it?
Please do.
Oh my goodness. I can bench press this. This is fantastic. Now, what other features are involved here?
The J-hooks are reinforced. They made them stronger, so are the springs.
So how much can this hold weight-wise?
About 375.
That is fantastic.
Yes,
So,
it
you know,
is.
basically this is like 5 ladders in one, and it can do up to 24 positions. So if you are in the market for a new ladder, this one is as easy to move as it is to use.
The wall that'll separate Mike and Becky's loft from the family room is in place, and John is in the process of finishing the new drywall. The progress is exciting, but it's also a little dusty.
Some deep cleaning is gonna have to happen here. Look at this. It's a lot of dust. A lot of dust. I mean, it's unavoidable. Yeah, we've got our cleaning cut out for us.
Alrighty, so you got to explain to me a little bit the sliding shutter
Right.
type arrangement here, this side or that side?
Well, I want it on this side. That way, when they're open, it's a decorative element from below.
Okay.
But then I'm concerned about seeing the gap underneath the door from below. So is there something we can do here to make that?
Well, you know what? We could do a window seal kind of arrangement where we go flush here and just let it stick out enough that it covers
Yeah, I
that.
think that'd be perfect. I want the sliding shutters to cover all of the trim when they're in the closed position. So we need to trim out the case opening to get the exact measurement.
Okay, you see the reveal right there?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's worm it.
Yeah. Worm it or snake it? Is it a worm when it's a small
It's a
board?
worm. It's a worm. We worm it. Okay, when you have a small piece of wood, like trim,
Yeah.
you worm it
It's a
to
worm.
get it straight. But when it's a little bit thicker, it's snake time.
I gotcha.
You got it?
See,
That's
okay.
a different terminology.
Okay.
Worm, snake.
But it's the same
Principle.
method.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
One requires a little bit more.
You know
of
what?
this.
You learn something new every day. I'm not looking at your muscles. Oh. Man, we were doing so good. Minimal nail holes, and then we get a big crater.
It was working well. Why did it curl up like that?
Rude. Sorry, Mike.
While Mike and I haul in the new door unit, Chelsea and Bear get started on the shutters.
So I'm gonna put all this V-groove together to make the sliding shutters, and I need the 1x6 ripped down to like trim it out on the outside.
What size?
Cut it right down the middle, that way we can use both sides of it.
Okay.
I'm cutting the V-groove material to the exact height of the opening and then clamping it all together to figure out where I want to make my cuts for the width. All right, so you're gonna be in charge of the glue. We're just gonna put it down in the groove
Okay.
and then slide them all together. Now, this will look nice when we paint it white. It won't be too barn doors.
Yeah, yeah. We like the idea of the shutters. We just didn't want them to look like barn doors because that's just not our look.
The rest of your house doesn't really reflect that style. These pipe clamps are perfect for something this wide to hold all the boards together until I can get everything nailed in place. Because this is trimming it out, but also helping hold it
I
all
gotcha.
together. Nice.
You've done this before.
That's what I want you to think.
This is actually like probably every other door you have in the house. It's a split jamb. For some reason, I always call it a sandwich jamb. That sounds better, but it should just pull it apart right here. Okay, good.
The larger section of the unit, which holds the door, goes inside the room. And once it's perfectly plumb, we nail it in place before rejoining the other section from the outside of the room. With the door installed and the drywall finishing complete, it's time to start painting. The walls indoors and the shutters outdoors. Overnight, Mike and Becky complete the rest of the wall painting, so we're ready to hang the shutters first thing in the morning.
So when they started putting the hardware up, I got really excited because it was just bringing everything together.
The black wood and the black rail, that really sets everything off.
Oh, it's so heavy.
Yeah, it is. It's really heavy.
Need an extra hand.
Yeah, just. You know, I think I'm gonna go get me a drink of water.
Yeah, can you get me some while you're down there?
Yeah, I'll be glad to. You want warm up one of those muffins?
Yes. Classic.
That's an old joke we do each and every show.
I like it when it's not happening to me, that's for sure.
And then they go, what?
What? What does he mean?
What does he mean?
What?
Hey, I have to say, you and Becky did an awesome job. This looks like cabinetry.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
It looks really, really.
I'm pretty proud.
Really, really nice.
The best part, as good as it looks up close, can look even better from far away.
Yeah, that's true.
When all of the hardware is on the shutters, they can be hung on the tracks to complete the project. Mike and Becky have a great house, and the loft above the family room was an ideal spot for an office, but it was less than ideal as a guest room for the grandkids. Now the new wall we built and the doorway we added gives the space privacy and a little peace and quiet when it's needed. But the addition of the sliding shutters and the cased opening allows them to keep some of the openness they love about the house when they don't have guests. And we did it all for about $500 in materials.
I can't wait for the girls to get here. And I told Mike earlier, I was like, I really think they're gonna be running right upstairs. That's their little room now. I think they're gonna love it. I can't wait to see their faces. It's everything that I was hoping it would be.
I have gained a lot of experience, so I'm gonna rip out that kitchen and totally redo it. It's gonna be a 5-star kitchen, and
I'm gonna move out temporarily.
You know, we really do a lot of unique projects here on Today's Homeowner, and this week was no different. You know, and a lot of projects are motivated by the changing needs of families, and here, what once was a nice loft office area now is an office and a great bedroom for their grandkids, and I know those grandkids are gonna love it. Hey, I hope we've been able to inspire you to do a few things around your house. That's what we want to do every week here on today's Homeowner. I'm Danny Lipford. We'll see you next week.
It's like going to the fair.
I actually enjoy a nice ride on top of a scaffolding. What about you?
It is put together better than a fair ride.
I hope so.
I'm gonna say a line. Can y'all be quiet? All right, Becky, you ready to get installation?
Sure.
That's all I had.
Next week, we're helping a couple renovate a well-worn sunroom to create a rustic retreat for the family.
Oh, I can't get my hand out. My hand's stuck.
Looks realistic.